Another thing, too, plaguing the White House today is a plea from an interpreter still stuck in Afghanistan. That interpreter actually helped rescue then Senator Joe Biden 13 years ago when he was stranded in a valley in Afghanistan after his helicopter was forced to set down because of a snowstorm. The Wall Street Journal sharing the story and a plea from that interpreter, Mohammed, who told the Journal, quote, "Hello, Mr. President, save me and my family. Don't forget me here." He is still there with his wife and 4 kids hiding from the Taliban. Here's what White House Press Secretary Jen Psaki had to say about that.
We will get you out. We will honor your service, and we're committed to doing exactly that.
So committed, they left him behind. Let's welcome in now the host of the Michael Knowles Show, Michael Knowles. Great to see you again, Michael.
Great to be with you.
All right, so, Jen Psaki's DMs are open. If you know anybody stuck in Afghanistan, I just read a report, too, out of Sacramento about a 3-year-old little boy left in Afghanistan, an American citizen. So, 10% is not that bad, right, Michael? We got 90% out. That's okay, I guess, according to Joe Biden. That's success.
Well, the problem with Joe Biden and Jen Psaki's promises is that those promises and $1.50 will get you a cup of coffee. Actually, these days, because of Bidenflation, it's probably more like $3 or $4 will get you a cup of coffee. They're just not worth anything. The Biden administration, regardless of what you think about the withdrawal, regardless of what you think about the timeline, even by their own standards, they have failed on this withdrawal. They were not able to evacuate the Afghans that they wanted to. They were not able to evacuate the Americans that they wanted to. They told us that they would not leave any Americans behind. They told us that emphatically, and then they did just that. They left at least 100 and probably many more Americans behind. So if I were this poor interpreter with his family hiding from the Taliban right now, I would not be able to take much solace in the sentimental promises of Jen Psaki that, if passed as precedent, are probably going to come to nothing.
I also wanted to focus, too, with you, Michael, on the words from the father of Marine Corporal Jared Schmitz. He spoke to Grant Stinchfield last night, and it's just heartbreaking to hear this stuff. Here's Mark Schmitz.
I expressed my frustrations with the president to an extent, but mainly I wanted to make him look at my son's picture. The final photo, ironically, that we had just received hours before meeting him was the final photo that was taken of my son the day of. And my son's mother handed her phone to him to make him look at it. And I just repeated my son's name to him. I kept saying, Jared Schmitz, don't forget that name and don't forget that face. And don't forget the names and the faces of the other 12. And make sure that you spend some time learning their stories. And he told me he knew their stories, which it didn't settle well with me at all.
All right, so in all fairness, a tough situation for President Biden, but he botched this, according to these parents. And, if this were a Republican president, Michael, they would be booking primetime speeches at the Democratic National Convention for these parents. They are not getting the proper respect they deserve in the mainstream media.
They're certainly not, and you obviously your heart breaks for these parents, and I think a lot of us would say, yeah, Joe Biden is not necessarily personally responsible for the death of every troop who falls in the line of duty. So you have sympathy for him in that regard, except what the White House is trying to put out there now, the narrative they're constructing, is that this was inevitable. Mm-hmm. Any withdrawal from Afghanistan was going to result in at least this many American troops being killed, if not more. And the fact is that isn't true. You can absolutely support a withdrawal from Afghanistan, and you can even support Biden's decision and broad decisions to do this while still acknowledging the gross incompetence with which this was carried out. So I think the Biden administration wants you to think this was a binary choice, stay in Afghanistan forever or pull out in this chaotic way. But you can pull out while still doing it in a competent manner. Don't give up the air base. Get the civilians out before you pull the military. Do it on a better timeline. Communicate in a better way. And the Biden administration, just on those very practical measures, they didn't do that. And so I think a lot of the chaos actually does lie with them.
All right, we got just 15 seconds here, but I have to get your take on this because Harvard now has an atheist as their head chaplain. Michael, comments on this?
Yes, I see how clever they think that they are, and I'm sure that this has been trending this way for a long time. But I actually think it makes perfect sense.
Yes.
The official religion of Harvard, the official religion of our country is atheism, and now they've got their high priest.
There you go, Michael Knowles. We'll catch you over on the Daily Wire, and congrats. The book now a #1 bestseller.
That's right.
Speechless.
Thank you so much. In large part, thanks to your audience.
Well, they are a very loyal audience, and they do buy a lot of books. So thanks to them. Great book, great conversation as always. Michael Knowles, thanks so much.
Hey, I'm Rob Finnerty. Thanks for watching. If you enjoyed this video, please join the conversation in the comments below. Don't forget to subscribe, too. Hit the bell icon to be alerted to breaking news. And remember, there's a whole lot more on Newsmax TV, America's fastest growing cable news network. Newsmax TV, we're real news for real people.